Hey guys, so it's not just about an AI implementation. It's not just about AI training and upskilling and all the enablement and all of the fancy words that everyone's using in corporate. You want to train your staff, yes, of course. You want everyone to use AI, yes, of course. But you got to understand the cultural differences. The way things are going to be done in Midtown Manhattan and the financial district in New York are going to be done very different than the way things are happening in Silicon Valley in a California office versus the way things are happening in the Latin America offices versus the way things are happening in the offices in India versus the offices in Texas. And I remember when they used to send me to Texas, the culture was very much, hey, we go out to lunch. They had tunnels because in Houston, Texas, the office was just so hot that they had like a whole underground city, and a bunch of the guys, we'd get together, we'd walk down and we'd go get lunch, and then we'd walk back and we'd eat at our desks, and we would do that together. That was the culture. In New York, the culture is different. The culture is you don't take lunch. You don't walk around at lunch unless it's an important meeting or a client meeting. You eat lunch at your desk. The culture in Brazil, when I was in the Brazil office, was they go to lunch as a team almost every day, and it's not uncommon for them to spend an hour and a half together having lunch. And India is very different. So you gotta know what the cultural differences are in the different offices you're working in, because it's not just an AI implementation. An AI implementation is going to be very different than anything we've ever seen, just due to the speed and what these things can do. But it's very similar to any technical implementation. You have to understand what's happening with the people, and don't expect the guys and gals in the San Francisco, in Silicon Valley in California to conduct themselves the same way as the guys that are in Midtown Manhattan. It's just, you have to understand different people, different cultures, and when you do that, you'd be surprised that you'll stop running into obstacles with the implementations. I talk to a lot of people and they say, Mark, we tried this experiment, but it didn't really work. Or, we have a bunch of people doing the same things. We ask people to use AI, and these two different departments are doing the exact same thing. Vision drives decision. Vision drives decision. Vision drives decision. You have to give them a vision. You have to give them an end outcome. And then you have to understand their culture and leave them to their own devices to develop that in the best way possible. But without understanding their culture, without giving them a vision, you're going to get that. You're going to get experiments that are a waste of money, experiments that don't work. I talked to a really high executive woman at one of the world's largest financial credit card companies, and I told her, I said, you don't need more custom proprietary training for your organization. You need to map out every single department's workflow, their purpose, why they're doing what they're doing, and then you need to look at how AI can assist, can automate, can help with that. And that scared the pants off of her, because she was in the learning and developing and training business, and she just wanted to hire more people. They were going to spend almost $500,000 in headcount every year for the next 3 years to just have people do proprietary training for training that already exists out there, with no idea and not wanting to map out the team's workflows and look at how their processes work, because she was so afraid to step on toes of the other department. So culture. Understand the culture, understand the people. Vision drives decision, and when you do that, you'll be able to make more progress with the AI implementation. Hustle harder. Let's talk again soon, guys. Take it easy.